Imagine owning a property where the rent comes in every single month. No late payments, no void periods, no tenant headaches. Sounds too good to be true? With rising inflation, more tenants struggling to pay rent, and landlords facing increasing costs, guaranteeing your rental income has never been more important. Well, today, I'm revealing the top secret strategy that guarantees rent on your property even if tenants stop paying or your property sits empty. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to turn your property into a passive income machine without lifting a finger. Thank you very much for tuning in. Ehsan Ahmed here, your host. Today, this video is brought to you in collaboration with Right Room, your specialist guaranteed rent provider, HMO management, and we also do traditional lettings. In this video, I look forward to talking about why guaranteed rent is important and why it's something that could be a huge benefit to a landlord who's looking for a passive income from their property. So let's start with the first thing. What is the biggest problem landlords are facing today? Well, there's a number of them. So firstly, rising inflation and higher costs. The UK's inflation rate has increased by 3.7%, meaning landlords are paying more for maintenance, utilities, and mortgages. Many landlords are struggling to cover their costs, making guaranteed rent an absolute game changer. Number two, more tenants are defaulting and late payments. So with economic uncertainty, tenants are missing payments more often, leading to financial instability for landlords. Evictions take months and cost thousands in legal fees. And number three, costly void periods. When no one is renting your property, every month your property is empty, you're losing money. HMO landlords suffer the most when rooms aren't filled. Now imagine never having to worry about any of this because your rent is 100% guaranteed no matter what. So now let's talk about how to guarantee your rental income every month without chasing tenants, dealing with agents, or stressing over voids. This model is effectively where a property management company guarantees your rent and rents out your property at a fixed monthly rent to then rent it out at a higher rate and making a margin in between. Naturally, the property management company will make more money than if you were to just get a letter managed service on it because they are guaranteeing. And as a savvy landlord, that's something that you should be aware of. That's something that you should be happy for your company that's managing. And it's something that you should want because ultimately they are managing everything. They're finding tenants, they're handling repairs, and they're collecting rent. And you want them to be able to handle downturns. Now, let's face it, there's going to be downturns. COVID, that's just one example. In COVID, a lot of tenants just fled their tenancy. If you work with a company and you allow them enough room to breathe, give them enough margin to operate, you'll get paid every single month, even if the property is empty. Why does this work? Well, it works for you as the landlord because you've got zero tenant hassle. The company deals with everything. There's guaranteed rental income, meaning no void periods. And for yourself, it's almost like a commercial FRI investment. It's hands-free. You don't have to lift a finger. Now, who is this best for? This is best predominantly for those landlords, especially those landlords who are HMO landlords, who want consistent income. It's also great for buy-to-let investors who want passive cash flow. It's great for busy professionals who don't have time to manage properties. And the best part is, you own the property and benefit from capital appreciation. Now, the second type of guaranteed rent is through councils and housing associations. And this is where councils and housing associations offer long-term lease agreements, typically 3 to 5 years. They take over your property and pay you rent directly, whether it's occupied or not. The council deals with tenant placements and property management. Now, the pros of this are you've got 100% rent security because of government-backed payments. There is no tenant management as the council handles it all. There's long-term stability as there's no need to find new tenants every year, etc., etc. Now, let's talk about the cons. The cons to this are that the rental rates may be slightly lower than the open market rate. Typically, they're priced at the LHA rate, which you can easily find for your property. Just go online and put in your postcode. And that will give you an indication as to what you can expect to achieve on the LHA rate, which is the local housing allowance. Another con is that you do lose control of over tenant selection. But if your priority is peace of mind and passive income, this is a fantastic option. But again, last con, the tenant type may not be the greatest. Having said that, some of the best tenants that you'll find are social housing tenants. But depending on the type of tenant that you get from the council, they can be a bit more prone to messing up the property. So just a few things you have to bear in mind. Another type of guaranteed rent is through corporate lettings. And this, how it works is like this. So you have a company, an actual company with staff who's using it for their staff will lease the property of you, and it will be used as short-term housing. So a company will get it for their staff, and typically you can end up with higher rental rates than standard tenants that expect the property to be furnished. The rent is guaranteed by the company themselves, and this type of deal is best for sort of luxury apartments and city centre properties, and landlords who want a premium clientele. So to end this video, here's the final tips sort of for guaranteed rent success. Number one, you must choose the right management partner. Okay, so do your due diligence on the company. Get a landlord reference. Number two, make sure that you have a legally binding contract that protects yourself. Okay, guaranteed rent agreements must be in writing. Guaranteed rent agreements must be in writing with clear terms. And check for penalties, payment schedules, etc., etc. Maintain your property to keep higher value. Obviously, the higher the demand, the higher the rent, and the demand comes from having a nice property. And I feel like having a furnished apartment will go a longer way to attracting premium tenants than having it unfurnished. Now we're going to talk about some of the biggest mistakes landlords make when entering into these type of agreements, and they actually mess up the guaranteed rent side of it. So many landlords wait too long, and they lose thousands in unpaid rent and voids. They drive up the price of their property so high, where in effect the operator has no room to breathe, no room to make margin, which only really works against you. And they fail to be proactive. Like the fact that if you leave your property vacant too long, and if you become the sole point of call for tenants, then you might as well just manage the property yourself. It's not worth it. It's not going to work out. So there you have it. The secret to guaranteed rent on your property. Thank you very much for tuning in. Really appreciate your time. As usual, please guys, comment below on if you would try rent to rent, council schemes or corporate lets. Let us know about your experience. It'd be great to sort of hear from you and see what worked for you, what didn't. And as always, guys, if you'd like to know a little bit more about how Right Room can assist you, feel free to reach out to us directly. Look forward to hearing from you and see you in the next video. Thank you very much.